What's going on, man? It's your big brother K-Rino here with y'all again on this Sunday night. Got off to a late start because, my bad. Got off to a late start because I was tired, man. Your boy was tired. I wasn't tired. I was tired. But we still here, man. We still gonna make it do what it do. And backdoor y'all with one. Because this topic been sitting on my head based on a lot of things that I've been seeing. So I want to go into that and hope not to be long. Hope not to be long with y'all, but I do want to touch on this for a while. Hold on for a second. As y'all come in, hit the like button. Of course, y'all already know the play. But this industry, man, more and more is getting revealed with every passing day. And the things that are getting revealed don't necessarily mean that they're new. Just because something gets revealed doesn't mean that it's new. It's been going on, but sometimes it goes on behind closed doors. It's under wraps. The public doesn't typically or generally know what's going on. The people who are on the outside looking in don't really know and understand how evil this industry is. And so the first question would be, okay, well, you know, what industry? What industry are you talking about? And so you're talking about the record industry, you're talking about the Hollywood, the entertainment industry, yeah, all of that. I'm talking about sports. It's all woven together because the way that it's operated is pretty much the same. So little children that are growing up, they see their idols on TV. They see all of the people, I hate to use the word idols, I'm sorry. They see their heroes on TV and they're only shown one side of it. They only show you the crowd adulation, the fan adulation. They show you that. They show you the lifestyle. They show you the cars. They show you the money. They show you the mansions and the fanfare that comes along with it. They show you all, you see all of that. But you don't get to see the behind the scenes stresses and the behind the scenes trauma and pressures that a lot of these stars and celebrities live with on a daily basis. They don't show you that. And the reason why they're not going to show you that is because it wouldn't stop every young person from wanting to be a part of it, but it would definitely cut down the percentage of people because people are smarter than what we like to give them credit for. A lot of people, some people are not. But it would deter people from wanting to be a part of that industry simply because they would see it for what it is. And when you see something for what it is from the evil side of it, then a person with common sense typically will go, picture, if you're a female, picture a guy. If you're a guy, picture a female, and you see this person from a distance. You might work with them. You might go to school with them. You just see them on a regular basis. And you feel like, man, I really would like to be with that person. Man, I'd like to get to know her. Man. On the outside looking in, it appears to be somebody that you really want. But you're only going by the surface visual. That's all you got to go on. You're going on the surface visual. But then what happens is he or she, they give you a chance. You get in. Now y'all dating, hanging out, getting to know each other. And as you get to know them, you start to realize, whoa, something ain't right. This person's a little off. They're a little too possessive. They're a little too overly jealous, insecure, violent, abusive, verbally, physically, all these different things. Greedy, money hungry, using, narcissistic. You find out all of these different qualities about these people, and then you don't want to be in that no more. Now you're trying to get out of that kind of relationship. You find yourself trying to get out of that kind of relationship, and in a lot of cases, it becomes real hard to get out because the person that you're dealing with, they don't want to let you go. You are an asset to them, but in your mind, you're like, I don't want nothing else to do with you. Even if they previously to revealing themselves to who they really are, they might have been an asset to you. Some of the craziest people, they're smart. They may be generous to some degree. They may give you money, help you out. But those other elements in them, the crazy, it's not worth the trade-off. It's not a good trade-off. You don't want that. So now you're trying to get out and they don't want to let you out. But what if somebody close to you or somebody close to them were able to get to you before you got all the way in with them? They realized that you had an interest in that person and they peeped and they were like, hey man, let me holler at you for a minute. Hey, I know you've been trying to impress such and such over there. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. I used to date her, man, and I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to deter you. I'm just explaining to you, man. She has some issues. She has this. She has that. Or if it's a female, he has this. Hey, man, he been in and out of jail for beating women. You know, you give them a heads up on what they're getting themselves into. I like to believe that 8 out of 10 people would go, if it's from a reputable source, 8 out of 10 people would go, hey, man, thank you, man. Good looking out. We all have dealt with people that we wish somebody would have gave us the heads up on before we got in too deep with them. Everybody's been through that, right? So I'm saying all that to say that as it relates to the entertainment industry, when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to the recording industry, if somebody were to explain to you all of the evils of it with proof before you wanted to jump in on that level, how many of us would say, hey, good looking out, man, thank you, and try it a different way, not dive into bed with that part of the industry? And that's not to say don't get involved in the industry, but that level of industry, any level of industry that you are in, music wise, I'll start with music. It's a lot easier to do it yourself and be in control of it yourself. Hollywood is a different story because some people will say, well, it's a little harder, or they need those major companies to get in the door. You're not going to be on no major motion picture without Warner Brothers or Universal or Paramount or any of those big companies bringing you in. You know, you're just not going to do it. You'll be doing independent films, which in my eyes, there's nothing wrong with that. But music is a little different, especially hip hop, because you can kind of control your own moves and you can still do pretty well without having to be in that upper area where you're dealing with the true snakes and devils that run this industry. After Kai said the illuminated ones. So it's a different kind of approach, but the topic that I'm on is speaking about those levels. When you want to get up into that multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar level, and you want to be in those rooms with those names, those people that you've been seeing all your life, that you look at as these are superstars, and you don't become a superstar without the permission of the illuminated ones. So the motive of those who control that the industry like that, the motive of those people are to become your God. Because most of us come in the game, we have a spiritual, we have a level of spirituality about ourselves. We have a spiritual connection to a higher power, and we lean on that connection in order to advance ourselves throughout life. We pray, we lean on the Creator, like, oh man, God, can you bless me to get to this level? And you pray for it. But you're not praying for the control that you're about to be under the foot of somebody who's godless. And make no mistake about it, a lot of these cats are godless. So they understand your mindset. They know that you coming in with one intention. You're not coming in with a bad intention. You're not coming in necessarily with the intention to sell your soul, so they say. Some people are willing. Don't get it wrong now. We'll get into that. But their thought process is to take whatever you are that does not line up with how they want to treat you, and they want to reverse that in your mind and take control of you. And by taking control of you, by being in control of you, and if you allow them to control you, then what does that make them in relation to you? That makes them your God. Y'all hit the like button, man. Click them likes, man. Click the like button if you haven't already. That little thumbs up thing on that icon. Click that right now if y'all haven't already. When somebody has a control over you and you allow them to control you, they're your God. Because that control is based on what they are able to do for you, to advance you. And it's based on what is in your heart, what you desire to have for yourself, that they can give to you. And now whatever your willingness is to do whatever it takes to get it. So now you look up and you say, man, I really, really, really want this record deal. I really, really, really want to be in this movie. And I want to be in this movie. And you got the talent. See, it's not a situation where, which happens also, but sometimes a person doesn't really have the talent, but she looks good. You know, she looks good. Beautiful, nice body. So they don't really care at that point. They're looking at it like, this is a chance for me to just take advantage and exploit this female. So yeah, I give her a little role. I give her a role in this movie. Yeah, you get a few lines, but you got to come on and do what I need you to do for me. And a woman who's never got down like that, if she never got down like that before, now she's at the crossroads. She's at the fork in the road, like, because she really wants it. But she don't want to give up her body to get it. And she shouldn't have to. But in those perverts' mind, it's a what you gonna do for me type of scenario. scenario. Even the ones who got talent. Hey, what you gonna do for me? Do y'all understand how many major Hollywood stars have been sexually exploited, sexually assaulted, I guess, or manipulated just to get into the game? A lot of them, big names. And a lot of them come out after somebody else comes out and kind of brings it up. Then they may come out, they get the courage to speak up behind somebody else. But this is common practice in Hollywood. And the saddest part about it, but one of the sad parts about it, is that it's not just restricted to women. They do it to men too. They do it to men too. And it's not female executives in an office at Warner Brothers or Universal that are exploit. Well, we're going to send some females in to exploit the men. Nah. It's the same men that was taking advantage of the females. They taking advantage of the men too. Or they have certain executives that they don't want the females. Hey, you can have the females. You can have the leading lady. I want the leading man. They want the leading man. See? And just like I said, you got so many stars, well-known stars in Hollywood that have had to succumb to that. On the female side, it's a lot of males too. And I ain't telling y'all something y'all don't know. Y'all know. But it's a third level to that. It's a third level to it. And that's when they start to sexually manipulate and exploit those children. They go after them babies, man. And the younger, the better. I forgot what I was watching, but I don't know if it was a documentary or I forgot what I was watching, man. But it was showing how in the movies back in the early days, 30s and 40s, 50s, right? They had little girls dressed up in little outfits, 7, 8 years old. Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple was a big movie star, big child star back in the days. You know, when I was little, they would show old Shirley Temple movies from back in the day. She was grown when I was little, but they would show those old movies, black and white movies of Shirley Temple. She's 6, 7 years old, and they got them wearing these little outfits. You don't know that when you little. You just like, but these guys, these older men in the movie, whatever role they playing in the movie, they pick them up and holding them all under the butt and kissing them on them. Hey, man, you see that for what it is. Like, they was doing some slick, perverted stuff in the movie in plain sight. Grown man kissing a little girl on the mouth, and not in a daddy-daughter type of way, but just it was weird, man. Got to go back and look at some of that old stuff. There's a well-known actress that all of y'all know. Well, some of y'all might know, depending on how old you are. But if I say the name, I'm sure most of y'all know. Her name is Brooke Shields. One of the biggest actresses to ever come out of Hollywood. She's been in the game since she was a little bitty girl. Do you know that at 10 years old, Brooke Shields posed nude in Playboy? At 10 years old, they had Brooke Shields in Playboy. Playboy magazine. What kind of mind feels like that's all right to do to a 10-year-old child, male or female, right? How does that meeting go? How did that meeting go? What was the discussion in that meeting where somebody said, hey man, you know, this Playboy thing is big, but you know it will be dope if we put a little girl in the magazine. Who's in the meeting that came up with that? And why wasn't it one person that went, what? Why wasn't there one person that said, hold on, say that again. What did y'all say? The reason why is because they were all into they got the same kind of mindset. Little girls, man, little boys, they start grooming them and working to turn them out from the gate. From the gate. And because of the power that they have to put you on certain levels of fame and success, they abuse that power by being sexually abusive, verbally and mentally abusive. Cookie Cruncher, come on, man. Shirley Temple said they made her sit on a block of ice in a dark box if she messed up. I read that. Well, I saw it on a documentary. They would rehearse these, they would do these scenes over and over and over and over and over again. And they would punish the children if they didn't get the scene right. These babies. Now, meanwhile, you got parents who allowed that to happen to their children because the parents they sick in their own way that they want fame and money so much that they would just give their children over. Don't you blow this for me, Junior. See? So this is the mindset that they had back in the 30s and 40s, 50s, 60s, all the way up to today. And a lot of those young people are messed up or got messed up or still messed up in the head behind the abuse that they endured, the pressure that they was under. And they didn't even have refuge in their own parents. Because you got some parents that will say, okay, yeah, we're going to push, my child is talented. We're going to try to make it possible for them to be big in Hollywood or big in the music industry. And some parents will get up in those rooms and they'll realize what's going on and they'll take their child out. It don't mean that much to me to destroy my child just behind some money. But unfortunately, it's a lot of other parents, man. They're like, hey, daughter, you got to do what you got to do. This is our chance. Can't do that, man. Brooke Shields was in a movie called The Blue Lagoon. And she was what? I want to say 16, but she might have been younger than that. They doing these provocative love scenes and man, look, man. If you go back into time, you'll see a lot of stuff that in this day and age, in this cancel culture age, you know, would be like, oh my gosh, but it was allowed to happen back then. Now I'm going back, but I'm coming up because now you fast forward to the present day and you have the entertainment industry, you have the Hollywood, you have the music industry, and people think, well, nah, man, you know, that was back then. It's still the same. It's more sophisticated now. Because think about with all of the social media access that's available right now. All the social media, all the phones, everybody going live, everybody posting this and posting that, filming this and filming that. But it's amazing when you think about it, that to my knowledge, you rarely, if at all, see any footage or anything leaked out from those sick Hollywood parties that they have all the time, right? Anytime you hear about something that happened at a Hollywood party, one of those weird sex orgies and all that, anytime you hear about something like that, you usually hear it coming out of somebody's mouth, not necessarily seeing footage, because everybody at the party already know what it is. They know what it is, and they have names and reputations that they don't want to be exposed and put on blast. So they with it. Hey man, ain't no filming in here, ain't no going live, put your phone up. Think about that. You don't see that stuff, no footage. You'll see footage of all kind of other stuff, because everybody that's there, for the most part, they know the game. They know the routine. They know what it is. So when a few people that's green, that's new to the game, they don't really understand. And you know, I want to come to the party. Yeah, I'll come to the party. You're not told what's going to happen at the party. You just, hey man, I'm glad man, I finally made it. I'm being invited to the Hollywood party. Wow, there's such and such over there. There's such and such over there. Just like how Cat Williams broke it down years and years ago, and you saw what they did to him shortly after that. Because those who ain't wired up like that, they gonna get in the party and be like, oh, heck no. I didn't know they was doing this. But the problem is, hey man, yeah, okay, well, yeah, you didn't know the game. Yeah, go ahead and leave. But look, don't tell what you saw in here. This is some Hollywood stuff. Don't go back, because your career is on the line now. And honestly, your life could be on the line, depending on how deep you want to go into this. So that's why you don't even really hear those who don't get down like that. You don't even really hear them talking about that stuff. They know about it. They don't really talk about it, because in their mind, man, I still gotta work, man. To each his own. That's why all this stuff is going on. Because, and to those who may have unwillingly participated in stuff for the purpose of advancement, but that's not who they really was. They didn't even want to do it, but they did it. Now, like y'all have heard me say many times before, now they got a card on you. They got a card. I can't find no card. They have something on you that could be used later. Because you might not be into the orgies, but you might like the cocaine. You might be into some other stuff they got going on. But your public image is the opposite of that. So they got a card on you. So you can't talk. They control you. They become your God. You have a fear of what they'll do to you. You have a fear of them stripping your livelihood from you. They become your God. And they become your God forcefully. You know why? Because of another God that you love. and that's money. See my song, Three Gods. See, we worship money to the point where we'll do anything to get it. We will hurt ourselves to get it. We would go to extremes to get, we will compromise our own integrity for the right dollar amount. That's why they say everybody got a price. Everybody got a price. And now, if everybody, I don't believe that everybody has a price. But unfortunately, I kind of believe that 90% of the people got a price. So even if you turn down the million because you don't want to compromise your integrity, they might get you with the 2 million. Because money is a god that we worship. But who has the money? Who got the money? They got the money. So it's like, this the money. Hey, you want this? Got this money. This what you want, right? Yeah, this what I want. Well, come on in here. Let me show you what you got to do to get it. Ain't that hard to get it? So now they've controlled you through your desire for money. And when you do something out of pocket to get that money, now they control you in another way because you got to do whatever they want you to do now. You got a debt to pay. You got to give something. You're not getting that money just for free. Even though your talent is what's generating the money for them, they know you ain't smart enough to understand that. They're going to still treat you or make it appear to you that they doing you the favor. Man, who put you on, man? I'm the one. We're the ones who, all money ain't good money. Y'all heard that one before. So now, if a word gets out that, you know what? I'm tired of this industry, man. I'm getting ready to blow the whistle. I'm telling everything I know. And sometimes people will make the mistake of announcing that they're going to expose this and expose that, which gives the enemy a heads up on how to go at you, on how to deal with you. Now you slowly start to see strange things start to happen to certain celebrities. And I know what some of y'all might be thinking, oh man, that's just conspiracy theory, man. That's just chance, coincidence by chance. But history have already shown us that pattern, right? So you start to see weird things start to happen to celebrities. And like I said a while back, when you start to see these celebrities get caught up in these different things, typically what we should do is try to trace the backstory of those, see what those celebrities were on before they got in trouble with the big bosses, right? See what they was on, see where their mind was at, see what they was talking about, see if they were waking up and exposing the corruption, see if they were using their power and influence to educate people from not getting caught up in those webs, right? See if they were trying to make power moves in the industry, right? Because one thing about these cats who run these industries, they don't want black folks and so-called minorities coming in, buying up stuff and moving up in the ranks in terms of power in their industry. The nerve of this N-word to be talking about buying our network. See? So if you're trying to make a power move business-wise, if you are exposing what goes on behind the curtain, all of these different things, if you are educating other artists about the financial aspects of how to move and maneuver throughout the industry. These are all of the things. These are the things that they have used to keep that control over you, to keep this cycle of dominance, this cycle of control over you. Once you do that, and if you are big enough and have enough influence in the world, then weirdly, stuff starts to happen to you. Your name gets caught up in a scandal. You get caught up in some kind of crime or something. You end up doing some time. They put you away. They apply enough pressure on you to where fear tactics are used, and you see people start to lose it and kind of like they're going crazy. Or they will create slander campaigns to make society think that they're crazy and there's nothing wrong with them at all. These people are scientists, man. So all that being said, oh, forgot one. They'll do something to you physically, bump you off altogether, or make you sick. See, hey man, look, I know what y'all thinking, man. Y'all, man, K-Rino, you all over the place. That's too far-fetched. I can't imagine that. I guess you can't. But trust me, those on the inside of this thing that are deep in, they got both feet in it, they waist deep in it, they understand it for what it really is. They know who runs it. That's why when big issues pop off in society, a lot of them don't speak on stuff like that. They ain't gonna speak on no police brutality and racism, and they're not gonna go there. It's certain artists, actors, actresses, they don't touch that kind of stuff. I'm talking about the black ones. They don't touch it. They're like, because they are under control. Their God has already told them, "Nah, you stay out of that. You belong to us. You're not a part of that. Because what we've done for you, it would be the biggest betrayal for you to come back and join on to something that speaks against us and those who we support, which happen to be police departments, government, and all of the other oppressive entities." You will be surprised how many Hollywood executives and some of the biggest stars in Hollywood, you'll be surprised how much racist crap they support. And you love him. Oh, he's just such a great actor. Oh yeah, but you see his comments on this and on that. You love him, but he don't love you. All right, man, I've been running my mouth. Let me see what y'all talking about. And somebody gave an interesting perspective. I was watching this video last week, because we always talk about people selling their soul. And I forgot what I was watching. It was a sister. I didn't agree with everything she was saying in her video, but I agreed with some of the things she was saying. But she gave an interesting perspective on the term selling your soul. Selling your soul, as we all know, as everybody in here knows, is usually the understanding of that term means it comes from the old mythological story of this devil appearing unto somebody who has the desire to advance in life, to have something in life that they can't attain on their own. And the devil offers them a deal that says, hey, well, look, man, hey, you want to be a famous singer? I can make you famous. You just have to give me your soul, which means, according to that mythology, that when you die, you can have this great life. But when you die, your soul is automatically, contractually obligated to the devil to burn in hell, you know, that whole thing, right? But the perspective that she gave, because we don't believe in none of that. We don't believe in no devils under the ground and you burning flames. I don't. I can't speak for y'all. So, in essence, the soul just represents your self-respect. The soul represents your integrity as a person, your dignity as a person. That's what the soul represents. That's what you're giving away. That's what you're trading off. Your soul represents your humanity to a degree, to where if you're a grown man and you let some dude fondle your nuts to get a contract, you've given up a part of yourself that's you can't get back. Your dignity, you just giving it. It's like that's what selling your soul is to me, right? But what the sister said, she said, you're not really selling your soul, you're selling your life. You're trading your life, because what you're giving is you're giving away a freedom that you once had. Now you no longer have. You're giving away a control over your movements practically for the rest of your life now, based on what they've given you and what you've allowed them to have control over as it relates to yourself. So now if I tell you, hey, I don't want you speaking on behalf of these issues, can't do it. I don't want you, hey, I need you here because we liked the way I handled you at that last party. I got a friend that wants some of that action now. He works for such and such. He's the CEO at such and such. He wants a piece of that now. Now you come and you get down with him. You ain't giving away your soul, you're giving away your life, because these are things that you are living with now. Things you got to look in the mirror and deal with now, while you still vertical and upright and moving around. You're too far in with them and you feel like you got to do it. And when you decide to not do it, you forgot you giving them your life. So now the things that we have on you are the powers that we have to destroy you in different ways. They can bring all that down on you. So he's smiling and waving, or she's smiling and waving on the red carpet, posing for the picture and all that. But inside, they miserable, sick, hurt, depressed. See what y'all talking about, man. Hooper says, if it's so not factual, then why the assault so hard after? That's the MO. That's the game plan. It's like when you come out and tell the truth, when you finally say, forget it, man, and you lose that fear and you put your respect and strength and faith back into the real God, not the God of industry in this world. The attack is like a nation bombing another nation. Character assassination, slander, defamation. They coming down. They're gonna make you to look like the worst of the worst, and the ignorant public is gonna believe it because the media is gonna just push the narrative. Let me catch up, man. I'm in y'all's thoughts now. Say Cat Williams had to get the Illuminati owl tattooed on. Really? I never heard that. Is that true? Is it Mike L. Jordan? Reno, you know about the producer from Nickelodeon making those kids do all the foot fetish stuff and all. I never heard about that. But see, that's a perfect example. See, where the parents? Where the parents at when this type of stuff is happening? Nobody came back and told their mama or their daddies, hey man, this dude asked me, Mr. Nickelodeon asked me to, because I'm pulling mine out instantly. Well, son, I guess you ain't gonna be a movie star because we're not doing none of that. Man, these people sick, man. And having the money and the power, it empowers them with a sick thought that they can fulfill all their little nasty fantasies. They can like, man, I have the ability. Whatever I come up in my little crazy mind that I want, I can get it done. Destroying Fear says Brooke Shields was 11 years old during the making of Pretty Baby, in which she appeared nude twice and shared an on-screen kiss with a grown man. I never saw that movie. Wow. Again, who wrote it? Who read it and approved it? Who filmed it? Bro, if I work on the camera crew, just imagine you work on the camera crew. Hey, what's going on? Hey, man, we hiring you to do this movie. You got a new movie coming out. You just a camera guy. You just, hey, they need you to come this film and be one of the camera guys, man. Okay, cool. That's what I do. What would you do if you showed up to a movie set? You don't know what the movie is about or what, you know, the details of it. What would you do? You, her and him. You're a camera person. You show up to the movie set and they got an 11-year-old girl naked in certain scenes and then she's kissing a grown man. Would you keep working on that movie? Would you say, oh, I'm just doing my job. I'm just the camera guy. Or would you say, no, I can't be a part of this, man. Trying to catch up, man, because I know y'all have been saying some really good stuff. Remember when Martin Lawrence was in the street yelling with a gun claiming they're trying to kill me? I remember that. I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Who was he talking about? Who was the they that was trying to kill me? Did he specifically say Illuminati? I just remember that he was saying they're trying to kill me. Who? He ain't the first. I'm just all over the place, y'all. And they didn't want to drop Harvey Weinstein in the grease. They didn't want to jam him up. But it got out to where it got so big, his involvement in it was so big that they had to they had to sacrifice him. Oh, we got to let Harvey. Harvey went a little too hard. But his fellow perverts, they didn't want Harvey put on blast. Now, someone might have came later and said, well, yeah, don't put Harvey out there. Put Epstein out there. But Harvey ain't the only one doing it. So trust me, one of those cats busted like that, they all get scared. It ain't like they going, yeah, well, that's good. That's what Harvey gets. He's been doing that for years. I told him to stop. Nah, that ain't how it's working. They like, who? You heard what happened to Harvey? Yeah, man, I hope he doesn't talk. Somebody needs to get in contact with Harvey and tell him, hey, man, don't mention anyone else. Take your medicine, Harvey. So that's why we shouldn't be so quick to try to dive into this thinking that you can get into it just cleanly. I'm sure there are some people that have. I'm not stupid. I might be dumb, but I ain't stupid. I'm sure there are a few actors in Hollywood and actresses that have got in cleanly and they have never had to endure that. I'm certain that there are some stories like that. But I'm also pretty confident that they are a small percentage. I'm still reading y'all's comments. Ed Reyes says the enemy is in Washington, D.C. See, yeah, because look, the politicians, they got the same mind as the entertainment executives. Presidents, governors, diplomats, they do the same stuff. Just a different field. But it's connected. They cross. Ain't no different, man. See, they just branch out into whatever category they're going to branch off into. Some of them in politics, some of them are in entertainment, some of them are in sports. But it's the same people. Same people, same mindset. One is a politician, the other is a movie maker. That's all. I'm going down the line reading what y'all got to say. Most people do this without a second thought in the current time. Yeah, because money is our God. And some people are willing to do anything to get it. So the God of evil who has all of that, he'll sprinkle a little bit on you. He becomes your God. A politician becomes your God. Have people out here worshiping Donald Trump. People out here that hated Donald Trump so much that they practically started worshiping Joe Biden. And both of them are cut from the same cloth. They just move differently. Appreciate the love, Lucid. Hooper says, make money, never let the money make you. Shout out to the great Diamond from Players Club. Joseph Milak, principles, morals, values, God-fearing beliefs, God's laws, going by his code, not off devil's ways, hellbound. Man, the pressures of life. Hey, y'all click the like button if y'all haven't already, man. Y'all got me to 100 likes last night. Let's see if we can match that again tonight. The desire to want to be famous. I want to be famous. I want to be a star. I want to be a star. I want to be a star. What you willing to do? What are you willing to do? Shinobi says most of these celebrities are on record saying they sold their souls. And some are on record that got out and was saying, talking about people telling them what they needed to do in order to be indoctrinated into their. Still reading y'all thoughts, man. You can never ever take lightly what these cats would do. You can never feel like, oh man, them people wouldn't do that. Freezer, you should have been on the open topic last night. That's when we answer those kind of questions. Read y'all comments, man. I'm looking for one that's gonna blow my mind. Looking for one that's gonna blow my mind. People argue with you, say, man, I don't worship. Those people are not my God. It's not about what you profess. It's not what comes out of your mouth that tells people who you are. It's your actions that tells people who you are, and it shows people who you worship, where your loyalty lies, right? Chino says it has to be a small percentage of actresses that just got way too big with fans. They still in a lot of projects without having to do. Yeah. It's kind of like music. Yeah. There's some who got through. They'll never be in that 20 million a movie club and all that, but they do all right. That's just my thought. What up, Joseph? KSU, I see you. Out Bad Brutal says, I got a question. Who controls the media? The people who control the media are the same people who control the entertainment industries, same people who control politics. See, just like I said a few minutes ago, they're all the same people. They just separate into different categories of you got this, you got that, you got that. Same people control the media. Look no further. Because the narratives that the media push to the people line up with the mindset of those same people. What they want to present to us, they present to us. What they want to keep from us, they keep from us. The people who they want to make to look great and wonderful and holy and righteous, they do that. The people that they want to make to look evil, crazy, sick, criminal, they do that. They keep who they want to keep in, push out who they want to push out. One and the same. One and the same. Mostly members of the Jewish community are the controllers of these entities. To answer your question directly, who you follow with agreeing is a type of worship. That's all I'm saying. It's a type of worship, Brother Zawaji. It's like, Because if I just ask a person, if I say, hey man, you worship those industry heads and those executives, you worship them, those people are your God, they would argue down and say no, they're not. But all you gotta do is follow their actions. That's like if somebody says, man, I fear no man but God. But then you see the police snatching your mama out the car, and you go, stop, leave my mama alone. Instead of going to work, then you don't fear only God. You do fear men other than God. Tenderlong says there might be 3 out of all the people you just named who didn't. Hey man, I don't know. Big Ox says people be killing me with that fear no man. Nah, man, we see people fear men every day. Every single day. Don't tell me I fear no man but God. Until the right situation is in front of you, yeah, you sound good. It sounds good until you in the right situation. And you fearing the hell out of those men. Please, don't. A God-fearing man gonna be like, hey man, do what you gotta do. Get on your knees and kiss my feet. Okay. Just don't hit me. You ain't fearing no man but God. I mean, you ain't fearing God and barring no man. Rick Wick says, ain't nothing new under the sun, man. You can't be surprised about that. That's a fact. We're not speaking from the point of view of being surprised. We're speaking from the point of view of reiteration, drilling it in, and introducing it to people who have never heard it or who don't know that it's this deep. You'll be surprised, man. It's a lot of people that don't know it's this deep, or they dismiss it as being it's conspiracy theory. Hollywood is sick, man. What up? Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Hollywood is sick. Sports is sick. We love to watch the games, but man, these people are evil, man. These owners, they will white ball a player. They do modern day slave screening. What's that? Okay, they send these players, these athletes. You got to show up at the combine. Want to stand there? Stand there. Let's see how big and strong you are. Yeah, let me feel your arms. Come on, man. And you see all these child stars losing it. Somebody put Amanda Bynes' name in the comment section. Ain't no telling what they did to Amanda Bynes. Ain't no telling what they did to Orlando Brown. Ain't no telling what they did. Yep. I'm reading y'all's comments, man. I'm trying to hear it. We love and respect Malcolm X, but I would have to disagree when you say he was the last real one. We got a real one still standing strong with us in the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And many of them, there are others that still stand strong. But yeah, Malcolm was right. The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent. True indeed. He who pays the piper calls the tune. If you have a birthday party at your house and you hired the DJ, you tell the DJ what type of music you want. Hey man, don't play nothing but Zydeco. Because you paid the DJ. So he who controls the media, the media, they own it. They dictate the song that gets played. We don't like this guy. Make him to look like he's evil, that he's dirty, he's a thief, he's a whatever. Let's put a month-long campaign slandering this guy. The public is going to eat it up and believe it. That's what we're going to do. Well, you got the right to have your opinion about Minister Farrakhan, but I question your understanding if you've heard the minister for any amount of years and studied him for any amount of years and not see the realness in him. That's on you. FS&D said, enjoy life and love God. That's it. Simple, sounds easy enough. But when you have a different kind of hunger and desire for something more that you can't seem, that you don't believe you can get on your own, you resort to other means to get it, and you let other people reduce you in order to get it. Shout out to the homie Big Ock. I appreciate the love and the donation. The media is dangerous. I did a research paper on how they flipped on pit bulls. It went from America's favorite dog during World War II, and now it's America's worst. I had to send a chat in for that. It's crazy. Yeah, from the biggest to the smallest things, bro. The media is a machine. Why do you think that a person can come out and offer a critique about members of the Jewish community, right? And because they control the media and everything else in the world, they don't even want you to critique them, even if it's a truthful, honest statement that you made. They can just whoosh, bring an avalanche down on you, accuse you of being anti-Semitic, accuse you of all these different labels, and before you know it, you are the world's most hated man. And they can put a spin and paint a picture of you as being something that you are actually the total opposite of, and somebody who is that evil, wicked person, they are exalted to be just the greatest thing in the world. Oh, we love Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, he was one of our greatest presidents. Oh, he was such a great president. We need another president like Reagan. Reagan was a snake. Oh, we love Bill Clinton. Even had black people. Boy, Bill Clinton, boy, he was the closest thing at that time. He was the closest thing to a black president. We love Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton didn't love you. So you got two kinds of devils, just like you got two kinds of snakes. You have the devil who walks around with his devil mask on and his horns. He walks around with his devil helmet on, and he shows you exactly who he is. Yeah, it's me. I'm here. Then you have The other devil, he's just as wicked as the one that's showing you, but he don't. He shows up and he smile. Hey man, we're gonna do everything we can for y'all. And he's the most dangerous. So like snakes. You got some snakes that are venomous, that when they'll bite you right and then kill you within minutes. You got other snakes that are non-venomous, but their nature is still snakish. It gets you in other ways. A boa constrictor won't kill you with venom, but he'll squeeze the life out of you slowly. Animanarchy says, TV seems like a crystal ball to people. You know what? I never thought about that like that. Because you watch TV, and inside of that TV, or nowadays inside of a computer screen, you watch it and you see all of your hopes and dreams inside of that box, like a crystal ball. You're like, ooh, you see your future in that because you're looking at somebody else and what you perceive to be greatness. That's what I want. I'm looking in the crystal ball and I'm seeing my future in that. That's a great, great, great statement that you just made, Animanarchy. I see Rick Wick agrees. Television, telling lies to your vision. Dougie Doug, DJ Rick, my brother. What's going on, Doug? The Ramones said it best. Bonzo goes to Bitburg. Look, man, we got to prioritize, fam. We got to be willing to leave. See, this is the key. We have to be willing to leave certain things on the table if those things compromise our humanity. Straight up. You know when something is threatening to compromise your humanity. You know it as soon as they present it to you. You might not understand what's in the contract, but just hearing how people say it, sometimes certain things just don't sit well with you. Like, that don't sound right. But this is us. That don't sound right. But, all right, man, I'll go and sign it. I guess I'll sign it. Cloud Surfer says watching TV could be seen as conjuring the past. That's past, present, and future on the TV screen. Because I talked about in the beginning of this video, I talked about how Hollywood was so perverted from day one. That's in the past, but it's in the present. And I'm sure they'll continue to do it in the future until this world is completely extinguished. All right, man. Yeah, you talking about the old show, Bedtime for Bonzo, like with Reagan and all that. Yeah. Can you get Questlove? That's good. I doubt it. TV is a form of hypnosis. If you believe in hypnosis, you believe in magic. I'm just reading y'all comments. when the Pope kissed that little boy, that was the Dalai Lama. That wasn't the Pope. That was the Dalai Lama. One thing that we got to understand about all of those controllers of industry and government, they know that they are living in a world that's currently on life support. America is on life support. Make no mistake about it. This nation is slowly dying, or I should say slowly being choked out like the boa constrictor. But God is the boa constrictor, the real God. So the real devil knows who the real God is. So the fact that the real devil knows who the real God is, he also understands his place in this moment in time, and he understands and knows his ultimate fate. He knows his ultimate fate. It's in the scriptures. The devil had conversations with God knowing, yeah, I know you're going to take me out, but I'm going to have my fun until you do. And I'm going to take as many of your people as I can with me. This is the mindset. They just having a fun. It's like being at the club. You getting down, you doing everything you do. You having your fun. Then at 2 o'clock, the lights in the club come on. That's when you know it's over. The music stops. Time to go. This the club right now. Everybody partying. But all of the pieces are landing in place. You're seeing all of the components, all of the writing on the wall that's slowly showing you different ways that America is being slowly destroyed, slowly for now. From the currency, from the weather in different parts of the world, from the scarcity of food, which is going to increase, the division of the masses, as I said in the song. You see in too many different ways. What if you lived in a house? See, if you lived in a house where you in your house and all of a sudden, man, the AC went out. That's messed up. Okay, your AC went out. Man, I gotta try to get this AC fixed because it's hot. Then right when the AC goes out, the 2 hours later, the roof caves in your living room. Like, oh man, my roof caved in. And then while you worried about the roof of the AC, you go in the bathroom and you see mold developing. So, oh man, I got mold. All this different stuff happening inside the house at the same time, it becomes overwhelming. Now you would understand, man, this house falling apart. Then you realize, oh man, I got foundation problems. The house is tilting and all this going on in this one house. That's America right now. All these different things going on at the same time to the degree where they can't even fix a problem because I'm over here fixing this. Oh, I gotta go deal with this. Okay, well, I'll be right back. Let me take care of this. Because God tearing it up. Tearing it up. And the Dalai Lama would have had to meet my Lama for asking my kid that. He would have had to at least get smacked with the tool. Well, again, When you have people that have such a high degree of worship, they can see somebody blatantly molesting their child and they'll allow it. See, that's what I was saying in the very beginning when I was talking about Hollywood, because the parents are so fixated on the money and the fame of the child that they give their children over to these devils. They don't care. It's like, hey man, I gotta sacrifice my daughter. She'll be all right. No, she won't be all right. So when you have that much admiration, which in this case, the god is money, as it relates to the entertainment industry, but in the case with the Dalai Lama or any other or a cult leader, you got cult leaders who do that all the time. You're like, man, they developed this cult, and the leader of the cult has access to anybody's wife that he wants, because I'm the cult leader. I'm God's chosen one. God is sending these messages through me. And they'll walk right up to the dude and say, hey, Brother Tom, God sent me a revelation last night, and he told me that your wife is very special and that I should plant my seed into your wife. And then Tom goes, okay, all right. Hey, well, look, hey, if it's what God wants, and people do that all the time. Oh, also, I forgot to tell you, Brother Tom, he wants you to watch me do it. Like, what? People would do it. We don't understand. We always talk about how impressionable children are. We don't really mention a lot how impressionable grown people are. It's some very impressionable, naive, dumb adults out there. Notice I slipped a little dumb in there. So Connor 63 says, what do you think about the shooting in Allen, Texas that happened yesterday? That's one of the breakdowns inside the house. It's one of the things that are collapsing inside of the house. Society is breaking down to where people are randomly losing their minds, or in some cases, not even losing their mind. They just have decided that, look, man, for the sake of whatever it is I'm standing on, I'm going to make this statement. And that statement means I'm going to go shoot up innocent people at a school, at a mall, at a church, at a whatever. That's all part of the fabric breaking down, man. United States of America got more mass shooters and mass shooting incidents than practically every nation combined, because they won't adjust the gun laws. And no matter how many times you see this, the gun advocates, they don't even want adjustment to the law. Everything is, you trying to take our guns and we're not going to let you take them. We'll kill you. You want to take our gun. They don't even, they bypass these moments because they look at it as anything from a correctional point of view. They might try to take our guns. Well, your gun's going to get took anyway, just not in the way you think. Do you not just think God and the devil are playing chess? Nah. God, one thing about God, he don't play. He don't play games. God ain't playing games. Got time to play games. The devil's playing a game with our life, God don't play games. It's beneath God to play games. And the devil's level of intelligence, his level of wisdom of whatever, it doesn't even register as a microscopic blip on God's radar. The extremes are too far apart to even measure. Thank you, Dollar Bill. I'm tired of promoting my podcast, y'all. I really am. I'm tired, man. But we talk about this kind of stuff on the Underground Dialogue podcast all the time. Be sure to subscribe. Every country's currencies all over the world are going to be asset backed and will be trading par within the next 3 months. I'm part of the process. Well, what's up, Michelle? Long time no see. Long time no see. Come on, man. Who's that lady? Why would you want to change gun laws? Not saying I agree or disagree. No, I'm saying that everybody who decides they want to go get a gun shouldn't be able to go get one. Some of the people that end up with freaking military style weaponry, no. You don't believe at the very least, not saying you, but just in general. I know we got some super duper gun advocates in here. Raise your hand if you like, hey man, my gun. No, matter of fact, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't tell yourself. But would you at least agree that there should be some type of screening necessary to determine if an individual is competent or capable of should be allowed to own a firearm? Not just anybody can just get one. You got to take a test to do all different kinds of things, to drive a car, to name everything you got to do to actually get a license to do or take a test to do. To be a barber, I got to go to school to learn how to cut somebody's hair and get a barber's license, but I can go get an AR-15, I can go get one of them tomorrow. You ain't did no background check on me. You don't know if I got mental issue. I'm just putting that out there. Is that wrong to all my gun zealots? Is that a lot to ask? That wasn't a rhetorical. I'm serious. Is that a lot to ask to check these people? See? Because the problem is everybody's not using their guns to protect themselves. They're not. People are buying those kind of weapons to intentionally get up, get in a car, drive to an elementary school, and kill children that had nothing to do with whatever they got going on in their head. That's not to protect themselves. That's not and it's not an attack on your Second Amendment rights. Hey, man, hey. So if you are what's called a responsible gun owner, good for you. If your thought with guns is, hey man, this is for me to protect my family, and see, because everybody that I know that they got a gun, they are responsible gun owners, right? You know how I know? Because you never see their gun. You never see it. If it's in a vehicle, it's well concealed and in its proper place. If it's in the home, you don't see it. It's the ones that's broadcasting it all the time. I gotta let the world know about me. I got 99 different guns. I got you like you a small army. Or you're not stable. You're not stable. So I ain't finna argue with you over your desire to want to protect your family. Like, hey, protect my family too. But what I'm saying is, you don't at least think that there should be some type of screening so that anybody can't just walk in. How a 15-year-old get a you think that a 13-year-old should be having a gun? Or I'm just asking. Let me see what y'all got to say about this. We ain't gonna get too far off the subject. The one JPTV says should be background checks and permitted like a driver's license test area. I mean, at the least. But newsflash, a gun don't always guarantee you success. DJE, yeah. See, if somebody wants a gun, they're gonna get one. Yeah, that's true. We always gonna have a black market. Yeah. But make that be the way. That doesn't mean loosen the reins to the point where you just say, okay, well, they're gonna get it anyway. So just see, dope dealers used to say that about crack. Man, if they don't get it from me, they're gonna get it from somebody. So that's how they justify them selling and them making the money. So nah, let them get it the hard way. But that doesn't mean open the door where anybody can just get one. So now Dylan Roof got a gun. Now the dude who walked in the grocery store in Buffalo got one. Now the guy who was online the other night talking about he going to Fort Worth, he going to downtown Fort Worth tomorrow, and he killing innocent people. Luckily they went in and got him. Everybody should not have a gun. I'm gonna stand on that forever. Y'all crazy if you so caught up in the Second Amendment to where you feel like just anybody should be able to. And every year, babies and innocent people just getting killed. Come on, man. But I guess we could do a topic on that at some other point. You say everybody, who's that lady? Everybody, even the mentally challenged people, everybody deserves to carry a gun. That's what you're saying? Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Everybody? I'll wait for your answer. Ouroboros says, furthermore, the information war is more important than flashpoints. Look, even back in the old West days, certain places they made you check your guns at the door. Dean TV says bipolar people definitely a no-no. Bro, I'm not surprised. Like, there are people who any mention of any type of reform as far as gun laws and certain things, they take that as a threat to their own guns. Who are you gonna take my guns? Reform doesn't always mean, reform just means, hey man, everybody shouldn't be walking around with one. This is insane. But to get back on the subject, because some people, I guess this is on the subject, because some people have made their guns their God. Because they don't have a lot of faith or enough faith in the real God. Had to take your gun belt off at the saloon. Check your guns at the door, boys. We'll give them back to you. Hey, man, drop y'all locations, man. Drop your locations so I can shout y'all out. It's been a nice conversation, man. Nice conversation, bro. I shed tears for the world. Who sung that song? I shed tears for the world. DJ Yee out there in the Bay Area. Bud Light out there in Minnesota. The One JP TV and ATX. Dr. Knocker, my brother. H-Town. Hey, man, I'll be in San Antonio next month. Y'all come see me live. June the 2nd, I'll be in San Antonio. Deprogrammed out there in Odessa oil field, working, making that bread. Big Ock, South Bronx OG. Corner 63 out there. Is that Dallas, D, Texas? Tenderloins in Seattle. Willy Wonka. East, is that Moline or Moline? People always mispronounce my name. I don't like to mispronounce names because somebody always calling me K-Rino. People that don't know me, oh, I've been listening to K-Rino for 10. No, you haven't, because you know how to say my name. You just started listening to me. Don't tell that lie. You've been listening to me for 15 years and you still mispronouncing my name. Shinobi out there in Japan, much love. Or Boris says, take a look at gun violence statistics and gun-related deaths. The U.S. has absurdly high numbers. This trend, coupled with the mental health crisis, I couldn't agree more. Mike Maniac checking in. All right. Cameron Johnson. What's TPA? Or Boris is in Minnesota. Andre's driving through Waco. Driving through Waco with the Draco. Adam Anarchy, man, out there in Ontario. Who's that ladies in Nashville, Cashville, Tennessee. San Antonio. I don't have the information on me, man. JPTV. Email me and I'll send you the flyer. I just put my email in the chat. Send me an email, let me know it's you, and I will send you the flyer to the show. Pat Warren. Hey, you know, Pat, I just met up with a brother who was on the chat, I think last night. And he's in Cincinnati. They came down to Houston with his family. I just met his family, man. They were super cool. And he was like really talking serious about bringing me out to Cincinnati. So who knows, man? The homie Sekou. So shout out to Sekou if you see this later on, man. It was great to meet you and your family tonight. And yeah, so you never know. Maybe coming to Ohio sooner than you think, man. Nomics out there in South Georgia. It's Mo Line. Gotcha, Willie. Yup. Yep. Yeah, Doug. They always mispronounce my name. What up, Torrance out there in Milwaukee? Damone Riles in Amarillo. The homie Torrance been down with me a long time, man. Yeah, you know, I don't mind people saying my name like that in the beginning. I just don't like when they lie and claim they've been listening to my music for so many years and you pronouncing my name like that. That's impossible, because you would have heard me say my name many times. Deafening silence out there in Killeen, Texas. Dollar Bill out there in G County. Dollar, we need to get them up, man. What do you think of AI as an extension of industry? Hey, Boris, look, the new episode of my podcast is all about AI, at least from what I think I know about it. So it should be dropping, if not tonight, probably tomorrow. It should be dropped. So y'all subscribe to the Underground Dialogue podcast. The next episode is talking all about the whole AI thing, man. We just put pros and cons out, just different things that we've seen done with it, and our views on the danger. You know, I'm gonna speak on the dangers of it. Of course, we know there are probably a lot of pros, a lot of positive things that could be done with it, but I don't believe in this world's use of technology for good intentions. I just don't believe it. I believe that there's always an evil intent connected to this world when it comes to the use of technology, because the AI is dangerous, man. It's dangerous. Michelle, what you don't agree with? You say I don't either agree. Or what do you agree with? I missed you. I'll be all over the place. I'm sorry, Michelle. Yeah. All love, man. All right, man. Well, look, y'all have a great night, man. It's always a beautiful thing to chop it up with the family. Hold on, real quick. Who haven't hit the like button yet? I forgot about it. Let me see if we can get to 100 likes before we go. Click like right now. Click the thumbs up if you haven't already. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes before we cash out for the night. Let's see what we got. Need 15 more likes. Can we get them? Can we get them? Can we get them? Can we get them? DJ Yee, I appreciate the love on the way out the door, man. The devil is very prevalent in America. Media is a major puppet that he uses to instill fear, anger, disillusionment, confusion, and conflict into us. God is out here too, sending shockwave, without a doubt. The wise word spoken. Look, we need 8 more likes, man. Well, asking, you shall receive. A closed mouth don't get fed. That's what they say. How can control voice spin plays, but never one's true message. That's a fact, Hooper. 8 more likes, man. Can we do it? Do we have the power? Before I go, never want to come up all the way short. I have seen these AI programs, very dangerous. I want y'all to watch my video, because I'm no expert on it. I'm just hearing about stuff just like y'all. Well, some of y'all may be deeper into it, but some of the things that we proposed in the conversation that me and Keisto had about it, it really it's gonna make you think. And when you see the dangers, I don't want to reveal any of it before y'all watch it, but hey, man, I just don't believe. I don't trust, man. I don't trust these folks, man. I don't trust these folks. 7 more likes. Much love, Rick Wick. We get out y'all way. We got 7 more likes in the room. 7 more people that didn't hit the likes. Rick, if I knew, I would have brought you on. See, because there are a lot of topics that we cover on my podcast that I don't necessarily have extensive knowledge about. I may have a little surface understanding about it, but I always want to bring somebody on who really is deeply immersed into it to give more broader perspectives, you know. So I would have loved to have some, and maybe we'll come back and do that, you know, somebody who can go deep into it, into the guts of it. Yeah. Well, it is called artificial intelligence. 2 more likes, man. 2 more likes. And I get out y'all way. Watch the movie War Games. Hey, man, it would be a shame to come out as far. A football field is 100 yards. It would be a shame to catch a kickoff and run 98 yards and then get tackled at the 2-yard line. We need 2 more yards to get this touchdown, to get this end zone. So if you haven't hit that like, we want to get to that nice round number of 100. Now we need 1 more so I can get out y'all way. We're gonna do the call in one. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna do the call in thing. We're gonna do a live stream real soon on the podcast. We're gonna get all that going on the topic. You know, we got a guest in. We're gonna occasionally do live streams, and I know we wouldn't be the only ones doing that. There you go, Orbo. Yeah, we kept it 100. Yeah, we wouldn't be the only, but we definitely gonna do that, man. All right, man. Blessings to y'all. I will catch y'all later on. Peace.